What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here. So, brothers, what I see a lot, and what I'm sure we've all seen a lot in our lifetimes, especially with the teaching of the black slave narrative and all that stuff every February, is that like integration. And integration obviously isn't even just among quote unquote blacks and whites. It's, integration can occur whenever there's one party integrating with another party that are, different for whatever reasons, right? So, it's always been my stance, even when I was younger, going through the indoctrination phases. I always thought if people don't want you around or want to be by you, then why do you want to be by those people, And then obviously, they would, tell you the stories about, oh, quote unquote, blacks at the lunch counters, they wanted to get served in white places and stuff like that, and then they wouldn't and stuff. And I always thought, well, I mean, if they really don't like you like that, would you trust them to prepare your damn food? You know what I mean? So it always just, in the back of my mind, just it never sat right, And the whole integration thing, like, look, for instance, we live right now in modern day, current day, right? So it is what it is, kind of. But when it comes to, race relations, my stance is, again, like, it is what it is. We are kind of integrated as it is right now. So with that being the case, am I one that's for complete separation like I know some other people are? No, not really. I mean, especially if you don't have a plan. I think whatever you do, you should have a plan. I think a lot of those brothers, they don't really have a plan, outside of just let's separate. And then, so you gotta have a plan. You can't just separate and then not have a goddamn plan, because then you'll die, you know, or you'll be on the brink of death. So I digress. The whole integration thing, my thoughts on it are, if people don't want you around, don't be around them, you know. And I know that there's people that I don't like and I don't want around me, and I make that clear, because it is what it is. Obviously, that's in the private sector. Now, when it comes to the public sector, for instance, if there's places that I know I don't like or want to be affiliated with, I won't go there. You know what I mean? So, for instance, you're not going to catch me like at a freaking Klan rally. You know what I mean? So, something like that. Because I remember a couple years actually during the campaign trail for Biden and Trump. There was a whole bunch of like videos coming out with people being quote unquote beat the fuck up by Trump supporters, and they were trying to paint Trump supporters in this crazy light. Now, don't get me wrong. Are there some crazies out there? Yeah, on both sides, of course. But whenever I would look at these videos, I would see one quote unquote Biden supporter surrounded by a sea of Trump supporters. Now, that always struck me as odd, because obviously that Biden supporter ventured off into, known Trump territory, for lack of better terms, right? So why are you doing that? You're doing that because you're trying to poke the bear. So when you get the shit beat out of you, I don't really care, because, you put yourself in that position. So again, I wouldn't do stuff like that. There's just certain things that, real logical, rational thinking people just won't put them. They won't do. They won't put themselves in quote unquote harm's way or compromising positions. And I say all this because it's imperative that as a group, as a block, black men, we start to understand that when you're going out and trying to integrate per se into these other things, what you're doing is you're looking for some type of validation, whether you realize it or not. That's what you're doing, because you want to be accepted. You want that proverbial hug, all right, from whoever the hell it is that you're trying to get to embrace you. And at the end of the day, you have to understand that you have to hug yourself. Okay, you gotta hug yourself. Only you are gonna love you the way you need to be loved. Okay, so you gotta have all that shit into play. And then if you're gonna have any dealings with other groups or races or whatever the case may be, then you have to have it, at a strict, like, full understanding of who you are and what's going on. Because for the most part, everything that every transaction is like commerce. It's like, it's an exchange of some sort. At the end of the day, everything that happens is an exchange, and it could be looked at as type of commerce. Whether you do somebody, you cut somebody's grass and then they pay you for it. That's an exchange. You know what I mean? Anything that you can think of is an exchange. So if you're going to go to quote unquote white people to get them to do something for you, I'm sure you're gonna do something for them. There's an exchange going. Things don't just happen like quote unquote pro bono. Okay, that's not how the real world works for the most part. So I digress. Black man, you have to understand that the validation has to come from within. Okay, and when you have that validation from within, and you're focused on the things that you need to be focused on, you're not going to be worried about what's going on outside of your walls. Okay, and then you won't have that need, or quote unquote, or urge to want to integrate. I'm not saying that you'd want to segregate, but you would just be focused on your tasks at hand, if you get what I'm saying. Now, I say all that, and I'm going to play this video. And this video, there's some parallels that can be drawn, for an example. And this is how a lot of the quote unquote wokey wokes, the super liberal blackity blacks, this is how they sound and look to me when I hear them out there, quote unquote protesting and shit and complaining about, somebody don't like them and shit. This is how I look at it. Okay. So let me play this video real fast.
Tonight, for many, the pride flag symbolizes equality. But for one Polk County man, he says his mobile home park will not allow it. He says management's now warning him that if he doesn't take down his flag, he could be evicted.
All right, so let's just start, because first and foremost, let's try to straighten out some things here. So the first thing he said is that the guy said that the pride flag signifies equality. And no, it doesn't. It signifies your pride and being gay. So let's not make things what they aren't. And that's also something that happens very, very rampantly. It's just going on very rampantly. It's like the miscategorization of things. And I've never seen this before in my life to this degree. Everything that you're being told by someone that is not what it is and it's something else. Like, no. Okay? The pride flag is just that. It doesn't mean equality. Okay? So let's restart this.
Let's first up here at 10 o'clock tonight. For many, the pride flag symbolizes equality. But for one Polk County man, he says his mobile home park will not allow it. He says management's now warning him that if he doesn't take down his flag, he could be evicted. As Fox 13's Jordan Bowen.
If he doesn't take down the flag, he could be evicted. I know that there's a lot of people out there, like I said, a lot of the wokey-wokes are going to be like, oh, that's not fair, that's not right. Well, look, first of all, fair is what you use to get on the fucking bus, okay? That's what the fuck fair is, all right? Or fair could be a place where you go and you fucking judge pigs. That's fair. Now, when it comes to reality, when you're the boss, you get to make the rules. And unfortunately, what I think is that a lot of our people, mainly I'm talking to the quote unquote black man, is that we don't have the majority don't have what others call a ruling class mentality. And because that's the case, when you look at things and you perceive things, it's through the eyes of a quote unquote working class. Or if you want to just get straight to the point, like a slave minded. Okay? You don't think as the owner or the plantation owner. You know what I mean? You don't think on the level of a boss. And then because of that, you get offended by things. And you don't understand that, hey, if you don't like it, to make your own rules, you have to be the boss. Bosses make the rules. Period. No matter what job you're working at right now, unless you're the boss, there's rules that you have to follow. And you may not like the rules. I'm pretty sure that there's some rules that you may think are stupid, and you might have a whole laundry list of ideas that you can offer up to change at your job. But at the end of the day, you're not the boss. So you have to follow said rules. All right? And until you become your own boss, then you get to go by your own rules.
Sports Force tonight, neighbors are coming to his defense.
Jimmy Anderson and his husband say the flag brings them happiness and represents all that's good. Neighbors we spoke with feel the same and hope management will understand why and perhaps have a change of heart. For Jimmy Anderson, seeing these colors waving in the wind fills him with pride. It represents equality.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, Mr. Anderson. It represents quote unquote gay pride. All right. And I'm not even sure if that's truly what it represents. I need to do my own research in the history of that flag, because it may have, obviously everything has like these different meanings, two-dimensional meanings, three-dimensional meanings. So I'm sure that there's something more to that damn flag. All right. And you know what? I'll definitely make sure to do a video on that in the future. But no, sir, that's not what it means. Okay. And not for nothing. Nothing in this world is equal, okay? Nothing in this world is equal. Outside of arithmetic, nothing in this world that we live in, that we're walking around in, is equal, okay? Nothing is equal. So it can't represent equality, because that shit don't exist. All right? If you want a flag that represents equality, get a flag that has the equal signs on it, okay? That will be quote unquote equality. It'll be 2. The number 2 equals the number 2. Okay? That'll be quote unquote equality, brother.
And it shows love to everybody.
No,
Sunday, he raised the flag on his flagpole outside his home to commemorate Pride Month. The next morning, management at the Sunshine Village Mobile Home Park in Lakeland issued him a notice telling him to take it down.
Yo, them niggas was like, what in the fuck is that? Yo, they were like, don't take that down. Yo, I gotta see these quote unquote rednecks right now. They were like, what in the tarnation is that? What? They wrote that letter up quick as hell, slapped it on his fucking RV or whatever, his mobile home. Oh shit.
Flagpole outside his home to commemorate Pride Month. The next morning, management at the Sunshine Village Mobile Home Park in Lakeland issued him a notice telling him to take it down.
However he chooses to display it, that's fine. It's not harming anybody.
Of course there's going to be a quote-unquote black woman, liberal black woman over here trying to champion for this dude. And, I'm just going to say, she looked like she might be a carpet munching sister. You know what I'm saying? That hat she got on, the way she's talking, her voice. Yeah, she might be confederate with this guy. So, but then again, there's no surprise there. I tell you brothers all the time, the liberal black female is not your fucking friend. All right? She's not your friend. And this shows she's not your friend. Okay? She's out here championing for this gay quote unquote white man. Okay? Which is pretty much like the opposite of you, black man. She out here talking for this nigga.
We're not losing any sleep because of his flag.
In the notice, they write,
Listen, also, she doesn't understand. It doesn't matter. First of all, the people that own that fucking, that mobile home facility shit, they don't give a fuck about you losing fucking sleep over a flag or not. Well, I don't like, because they make the fucking rules, bitch. They make the rules. If you want to put some stuff up that they not fancy with, they gonna have you take that shit the fuck down too. Period. Period. See, when you don't have a ruling class mentality, you can't understand things like that. And then you know what? You'll get all up in your feelings and be like, well, I don't understand. And I feel like, exactly. And you sound like a bitch, okay? Not, that's just reality. So when I hear these quote unquote blackity blacks, or I see their posts and shit like that, this is all I see. I see a whole bunch of fucking hoe ass niggas just got no fucking real ideas, no real understanding of what's actually going on around them. Okay, it's just like they're freaking like hamsters on the goddamn wheel going around and around. And they're trying to have these silly ass fucking pouts and back and forths. But the answer is to get your own shit. That's the answer. When you live in your parents' house, You gotta fucking follow your parents' rules. If you don't want to follow their rules no more, you know what you do? You get your own shit. How come niggas understand that shit, but they can't extrapolate that to a larger scale and say, hey, you know, if we want to be able to do certain things, then we should get our own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't fucking rocket science. I'm not over here like, oh, you know, I got a hot new idea, everybody. This ain't new. This is basic shit. If you want to do your own thing, then you got to get your own shit.
Only the American flag may be flown. All other flags are to be taken down.
And obviously, I have no problem with them telling him that they got to take it down. Well, one, look, you know, your life choice is your life choice. Knock your fucking self the fuck out. But, you know, own your own home, and then you can do that. You know, or live or own a home in a community. Because I know that there's some like communities obviously out there that you could move into, but they have rules and shit like that. Then don't move into communities like that. All right? I'm mainly talking to you, quote unquote, black man. I could care less about what the goddamn the homosexuals are out there doing and their issues, okay? Because that's not my issue. I'm talking to you, black man. So the answer is get your own shit.
We found Anderson wasn't the only resident flying a flag that wasn't an American flag. Like this Don't Tread on Me flag, seen just a few doors down.
The only thing they say is only the American flag can be flown. But in their rules and regulations, they contradicted themselves.
Anderson is talking about
Why is the quality of this video so goddamn bad? The fuck? No.
park rules, which state additional flags, including the state flag, military flags, and the POW flag, can be flown, which contradicts his notice. Anderson's neighbor, Alina Cummings, who has a pride flag in her window, feels Anderson is being unfairly targeted.
I just don't understand why.
The two neighbors they got talking. Well, this one is definitely gay as hell, number one, and the other one is, I'm betting that the other one was gay as hell too. Okay, so obviously the two are quote unquote black liberal women. I be telling y'all brothers.
Someone expressing something that they believe in is any different than someone expressing what they believe in next door.
Fox 13.
Not quite. Look. The whole gay quote unquote movement is anti-family. You know, it aims to break down the nuclear family, man. Period. So that is an offense. So no, it's not the same. It's not the same, man.
Has made attempts to get in touch with management and are still waiting to hear back. Anderson moved to Sunshine Village in April when he bought his home, but says now he's already making plans to sell his house and move out. Currently, he's consulting with attorneys to figure out his best option.
Let my flag fly. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, there's a lot wrong with it, but no, brother. If you want the flag to fly, you know, sell that freaking quote unquote RV or whatever the hell it is, right? And then go get your own, like on your own plot, and your own land is not in a development, and then fly the biggest fucking gay flag that you fucking could buy. All right? Knock yourself out. But you can't, and this is something that I'm always been for. Like when it comes to like political ideologies, I am first and foremost, do not infringe upon my civil liberties. Period. And I'm not for anyone infringing upon anyone else's civil liberties, with that being said. So, if I'm the owner of this goddamn RV place, and then this guy wants to fly that flag, which I'm against, and I make the rules, then no, you're not going to infringe on my rights. I have a right to not have that, because this is my RV place, and that flag is, by extension, a representation of me. And I'm not with that. So I don't give a fuck about your goddamn feelings in that regard. If that's how you feel, go do what I did. Get your own RV fucking place and have You know, rent out to only fucking gays if you want to, and then have all the gay flags flying up. Okay, that's how you do it. Don't try to fucking infringe upon people's rights. And that's what the quote unquote super wokes want to do too. They want to infringe upon the quote unquote white racists' rights. Now, am I for white racists? No, not really, not necessarily. Am I against them? No, not really. I'm indifferent towards them. I don't really. You know, they're gonna do and be who the fuck they are. Let that shit be. You know what I mean? But am I for people infringing upon their rights? No, they got a right to you know, attend their Klan meetings and shit like that. So let them. You know, they have a right to fucking not want quote unquote black people anywhere near them. So hey, you know, that's cool. That's cool with me. You know, stay away from people that don't want you around. Period. You know what I mean?
Going forward, Anderson
Get your own shit.
is hopeful Sunshine Village will be more inclusive and allow people to fly the flags they choose to. Once again, we did place calls and messages into Sunshine Village and are still waiting to hear back tonight. Reporting in Tampa, Jordan Bowen, Fox 13 News.
So that's it, y'all. Till next time.